Welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network and the Locker Room. I have with me the guru, Coach Van Pettaway. Coach, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fine. Just straightening up a little bit in the locker room and getting ready for another week.
Getting ready for another week. What a week we had, and my Panthers on the very short end of a turnaround and then coined a word, and got some other things that were not looking so promising for Southern Jags. We'll get into all that with these grades and everything else, and I guess we'll go ahead and, they say, jump right into this thing, huh, Coach?
Okay, yeah, we will. We'll start with the grading system, and here we go. We're going to start with Texas Southern played host to Virginia Lynchburg. Texas Southern won that game 28-10. I'm going to give, since they were at home, I'll give them a A-.
I gave them a B because it was Lynchburg. And they did take care of business. They've been letting me down. I've been counting on them in bigger games, man, so they better finally have won one of these games. So I gave them a B, Coach.
Okay. And next up, down in Montgomery, Alabama, Florida A&M went into Montgomery for Alabama State for homecoming. Florida A&M came out of there 28-13. Florida A&M will get an A from me. And Alabama State has to take a D because they didn't show up for homecoming.
Well, I gave them a C, Alabama State, because I thought they would have given me a little bit better fight because I did pick them to win. And I gave FAMU an A as well because I know they're defending champs, but just when you think they lost so much, they still find ways to stay relevant and productive.
Right, and that was a big win for FAMU on the road, too. That was a big win. All right, next up, Alcorn State had Arkansas Pine Bluff coming to town. Alcorn State won that game 38-28. I'm going to give Alcorn State an A. Arkansas Pine Bluff, they'll have to take a C this time.
I'm actually going to give them a B, Pine Bluff. Now, during our broadcast last week, sometimes these data things get twisted up, and they kept saying that Pine Bluff won. And I was like, whoa. I said, we already catching it right now. And I said, but they ended up, it was Alcorn. So I was telling everybody Alcorn lost, and what an upset. But they fell short. So I gave them a B. And I gave Alcorn an A. And I gave Alcorn an A because even though they were picked to win the West, I didn't have that much confidence in them. They seeming to prove me wrong thus far.
Right. I think right now the West is wide open. And speaking of the West, Southern played host to Nicholls State. Nicholls State went into the Bluff and beat them 51-7. Southern has to get a D-.
Yeah, Coach, Southern's bad. I know Prairie View lost to them, but when you look at, the tapes, the tail of the tapes, Prairie View really had controlled that game and gave it away toward the end and getting overtime. But I can't recall seeing a Southern team this rough. And I gave them a D-, and not because of the score, it's how you lost at home.
Right. Yep.
I've never seen it like that in Mumford going on like that. So I gave them a D-.
Okay, now
I wish that same team had showed up when we played them. But that's it.
Yep. And then now my alma mater, Alabama A&M, went down to Mobile to play Jackson State in the Gulf Coast Classic. Jackson State won that game 45-38. I'm going to give Jackson State an A. My Bulldogs will have to take a C on this one, even though they scored 38 points, but it was 38-10 at halftime. So they're going to have to settle with that C.
Well, I actually giving you guys a B- because I said, man, they were battling. Once again, when you're monitoring the game, you're checking out the scores, you're like, man, they got a shootout going on over there. Yeah. And when it comes to Jackson, I gave Jackson a B+ because they, too, are proving yet again why they're a blue blood, man. They continue to find a ways to stay relevant, and that's good to hear.
Right. And then, of course, we come to your alma mater, your Prairie View Panthers. play Incarnate Wood. Incarnate Wood won. Word, I'm sorry.
No, that's that spelling plain wood. That's how my big mama would have said. That's that wood.
Yeah, but no, they laid wood on Prairie View. But Incarnate Word won the game 56-28, and I'm gonna have to give your Panthers a C on this one.
Well, close to they laid wood. The word laid the wood. That's funny. I gave Prairie View a C+, okay? But it was a strong C+. It was almost a B-, okay? But that running of the score that started at the pre-games, and Incarnate Word were a little indignant, and they showed their Christian hospitality when going out there and as you say, laid some wood. But that wood, they were pulling splinters out because they're going to have some more fire to deal with come Friday.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, and then over in the MEAC, we both picked North Carolina Central. They beat Campbell 45-14. I'm going to tell you something now. North Carolina Central is the king of the MEAC. And right now, I think they might be the toughest HBCU football program in the country right now.
Well, you saying celebration champ already, Coach?
Yeah, that's what I'm leading up to. That's what I'm leading up to because they are rolling, man. They are rolling. And so, yep. So that's going to lead us up to this week, and it starts off on the 11th with your Panthers going down to Arkansas Pine Bluff. So that's an early game, short week for your Panthers. And so how do you see this one?
Well, I see this as there's only one other game that Prairie View can afford to lose, and that's homecoming against Texas A&M Commerce. And right now, Coach, I get that loss up to run out the rest of the game. It's going to be a tall order, but it's got to start on Friday. I'm going to pick my Panthers to come out, find a way. It's going to be ugly, but they're going to find a way to win. Okay,
you got PV. I'm going to go with Pine Bluff. I think playing at home, I think they're going to be ready to play.
Okay.
All right. And then next up, you got Mississippi Valley at Alabama State.
I got to go with State. I got to go with Alabama State.
I agree with you on that one. Okay. Here's a big one. Alcorn at Grambling.
Yeah.
This is a doozy.
Yeah. Golly. I picked Grambling to win the West. But just because I pick them, I mean, I got to be foolish and stick with them. Alcorn's the hot hand right now, but Grambling's coming off the bye. And Grambling's at home. I'm going to take Grambling at home, Coach, in a close one.
You know what? I'm going with that, too, and I was going to say, I think this game is going to determine, and it have a lot to do with who wins the West.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
All right, another game in that division, Southern at Texas Southern.
Now, see, my confidence, I'm so stuttered, I'm nervous, I'm stuttering. My confidence has wavered on Texas Southern because they let me down. But Southern's bad, man.
Yep.
Southern's bad. And I'm going to pick the home team. Texas Southern is going to find a way to beat Southern.
And I agree with you. I agree with you. All right, next up, Bethune-Cookman comes to Huntsville to play the Bulldogs for homecoming. How do you see that one?
Man, if y'all don't have some bite in you this week, Coach, I'm going to have to let you walk your dog by yourself for the rest of the season. I think Alabama A&M's going to win this one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the boys are going to find something, and I think that second half against Jackson State is going to give them some confidence. So I'm with you on that. All righty, so let's tip over here to the MEAC and see what we got, see who's playing who, and everybody's playing a non-conference opponent. Wow, I guess you get that when you only have 4 or 5 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got Sacred Heart and Howard. Virginia Lynchburg goes to North Carolina Central. That's a no-brainer there. The game is going to be probably Townsend going to Norfolk.
And look, we end up we might well let Norfolk be our team over there from the MEAC.
Yeah.
And, Norfolk.
Yeah, up and down.
Yeah, I know.
Having a rough year up there.
You know, I like Odoms, but I'm going to have to go against them this week, sir.
I agree with you. I think Townsend's going to go in there and get a win. So we both going with Townsend.
It. It's rough, but as I say, somebody got to do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is what it is. Well, we got these House Senate deals coming through, Coach, and things getting ugly. Another league is developing that we've been talking about coming down the pipeline for a while. What are you making of all these latest developments, sir?
Well, it's just interesting. I mean, you know, they got so many different things going on. It's going to be interesting how everything's going to work out. I'm up in the air right now.
Okay, and either way it looks and unfolds, it's going to impact our level of play. You know, when you talk to certain coaches, and you know, I don't know about you, but sometimes, you know, when you see a bunch of these penalties, and first thing we'll holler out is that lack of discipline.
Right.
And that's true, but the coaches can only do so much. The student athlete has to be in accountability, especially for those pre-snap penalties and post-snap penalties. You know, holding, they can call every play. But when you got limited talent to choose from, it makes it rough to effectively do your job.
Right, but you know what, though, Doc? It's happening on all levels now. You got to think about it now, even on the Power 5 level. When was the last time a school like Vanderbilt would beat Alabama? You know, in this state, you know, the Alabama fans, they're still in mourning. You know, it's been 40 years, almost 50 years since a Vanderbilt team beat Alabama.
I'm not laughing at you, Coach. I'm laughing at you because you brought back to my memory. It was somebody. They ain't gonna let nobody know, but somebody got fired after Saturday. It might not have been. It might have been the mailroom boys or somebody got fired.
Yeah. And they keep it under wraps. But yeah, that was a biggie for the state of Alabama.
Could you imagine getting a phone call after the game from Nick Saban? What are y'all doing?
Yep.
Look, I can understand every now and then we lose to a Georgia. We might lose to LSU. We've never. It was like 124 straight wins.
Yep.
Savannah, Coach, you realize that's 124 years, Coach.
Yep, they still. I'm telling you now, these Bama fans are still in withdrawal now.
And Vanderbilt, they didn't declare a holiday up there, man. So that is crazy.
They took the goalpost and then floated them down the river.
Coach, now here's I asked this question earlier this week. You help me understand this, Coach, because I know what it's like to be so overcome with joy after breaking our 80-game losing streak. Mm-hmm. But how do you get a goalpost out the stadium? Okay, out the stadium. Because do you realize the levels of and layers of defense you got to go through?
Oh yeah.
First of all, who gave them the instructions on how to get out of the stadium with the goalpost? That's a conspiracy, Coach.
You got to think about this now. Vanderbilt University, all them scholars up there, them engineers figured it out. They figured it out and got them goalposts and floated them down the Tennessee River. But get this now. Vanderbilt paid to have those goalposts taken out of the river and brought back on campus so they could be so they could be refurbished.
Yeah, hold on, Coach. And nobody got arrested.
Nobody, not a soul. Not a soul. Not a soul.
Oh, Coach.
I think the police department they they ran security so the kids could get the goalpost to the river.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's conspiracy, man. But I was happy for him. I was happy for him.
Yeah.
And I was like, but you got to be kidding me, man.
And you know,
somebody.
There's a female athletic director, Candace.
Right. Yes.
Candace Story. She's from Huntsville. She played basketball at Bob Jones. Her father and I were classmates at Alabama A&M.
Okay, so another proud moment, man.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's all right. That's all right. But that was just amazing to me, man. But it is what it is. But if that had been any HBCU on this side of heaven, they'd have called the SWAT team.
Yep.
They would have been all on the news of how out of control that they are. And this is not how dignitaries are supposed to behave. These are future leaders. Turn down gold. Well, that's why they play the games, Coach. That's why they play the games. Well, sir, we got us another week under our belt. It's going to start early, and hopefully I'll be in a much robust, better mood, Coach, to talk about a victory from my beloved Panthers. But meanwhile, you got any closing thoughts and comments for this week, sir?
Well, yes, I think it's a good thing that at least your Panthers will have the spotlight on them, because that will be the only game in the SWAC played that night, so everybody can focus in on that. And then I just want to continue to encourage you not only to keep the locker room open, but keep all platforms open, because this is so we really need this. Your constituents, I know they look forward to it. I look forward to being a part of it. And I just want to encourage you to continue doing what you're doing.
Well, thank you very much, sir, and thank you for being a part of it. The Bulldogs going to be trying to take a bite and hold things down. The Panthers going to claw their way back into the victor's lane. And we'll be back to talk about it on the next go-round. Lord say the same, and don't delay is coming. He is Coach Van Pettaway. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. You've been in the locker room. And don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter, X, at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Visit our website for our 24-hour stream at obnradio.com. I must exit stage left. My time is far spent. So until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.